Hello everyone and welcome back to another Davis weather tracking video. Today, we're going to be looking at a potential extreme winter storm that will affect portions of the mid-Atlantic, including New Jersey and New York. This system is expected to bring potentially a foot to 2 feet of snow in some areas. This could cause hazardous travel impacts and heavy snowdrifts and even blizzard conditions across portions of the Northeast. I'll be breaking down all this and more in today's weather forecast. So, looking at what we have, this is the latest briefing from 7 a.m. this February 21st, and a lot of new details have come out since yesterday. You could see here overall winter weather impacts here. We are expecting now extreme impacts across portions of Long Island and eastern New Jersey there. We can see these key messages: widespread moderate to major impacts are likely with this storm now. Potential for extreme impacts across portions of the Atlantic coast due to blizzard conditions. That's right, we're talking about blizzard conditions. Potentially up to 2 inches of snow per hour are expected, with very strong winds as well expected. So this is going to bring potentially blizzard conditions from Atlantic City all the way to Islip and New York City, potentially even further than north than that, but details are less clear up there. Snow-covered roads and gusty winds will yield to reduced visibility, which will cause widespread travel disruptions. You see here, they underlined will because it's expected now. Now we're definitely expecting snowdrifts to be potentially over 20 inches in some spots. Yesterday, we were talking about 6 to 12 inches in most spots. But now, if we look down here, go to our expected snow accumulations here, we could see, look at that. We're expecting all the way up to potentially 18 to 24 inches now across portions of Long Branch and Toms River, potentially stretching into the New England area. You can see here, Atlantic City, 12 to 18, Cape May, 12 to 18, Dover, 12 to 18, Vineland, 12 to 18, Wilmington, Philadelphia, Trenton, Flemington, Morristown, Mount Pocono, all 12 to 18, when yesterday we are seeing these areas in like 4 to 6 and 8 to 12 there across Sussex, Allentown, Reading, Easton, and Bethany Beach. So extreme conditions are expected. Precipitation is expected to begin Sunday morning, continuing into Sunday night, and Monday morning, precipitation diminishing by Monday afternoon. Precipitation could begin as rain near and south of I-78. There will likely be at least some rain at precipitation onset near and southeast of I-95. And the heaviest snowfall here is going to be between Sunday evening and Monday morning. So we're going to have to take a look at this very carefully here. Heaviest snow accumulations focused across New Jersey and adjacent areas southeast of Pennsylvania and northern Delaware. Snow will impact the Monday morning commute and potentially Monday evening. So if y'all are traveling in this area or anywhere on this map during Monday morning and Monday evening, beware, extreme snowfall and blizzard conditions are likely. You see here now, we have new winter weather watches and advisories in effect here. As of now, we have a blizzard warning now for most of that eastern New Jersey, and including New York City as well, and Jersey City too. Those areas in a blizzard warning, as well as portions of Delaware also in a blizzard warning. Those blizzard warnings also stretch up into Connecticut up there. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. But let's go on to these models and see how this snow system is going to progress. So you can see here, if we look at the current situation right now, you can see we have a little tiny low pressure over Lake Huron. This was our low pressure yesterday off this way. This is just kind of a secondary low that is formed, still bringing some snow across portions of Ontario, Manitoba, down through portions of the Northeast, but not that much, mainly light snowfall across those areas. A little bit of rain currently ongoing across the southeast. That is bringing a potential severe weather threat. That will include maybe some isolated tornadoes and strong winds. No hail is really expected with these storms, but we could see a couple severe thunderstorm warnings pop up in these areas. So do beware of that. But our main watch is going to be over here. We can see a little bit of some tight pressure bars here. And you can see as those progress here over the next little bit, you could see those will kind of start to get tighter. And you could see this low pressure here start to kind of get a little more organized here. You can also see some snow and rain already starting to begin. This is going to be the first sign of our system, probably later on today into the nighttime. This is at 10 p.m. on Saturday, today. You can see here widespread rain, though those will be all thunderstorms. And now we're starting to see some snow across portions of West Virginia and Kentucky. So let's push this a little more forward here. We could see as we get into the nighttime hours, this is going to be at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're going to start to see snowfall really start to pick up across portions of Virginia, Pennsylvania, and maybe even portions of New York and West Virginia, Maryland. Those areas going to start to see some snowfall. Now, this snow is likely to start as rain anywhere south of, and basically anywhere south of DC area. Expected to be mainly starting out as rain for like an hour, a couple hours maybe, and then we'll get that transition over to snow once that cold air plume starts to come in from the Great Lakes and Canada. See a lot of warm air being advected up to the north as well. So even potentially some water spouts possible on the southeastern side of this system, maybe. But as we push this forward throughout the day on Sunday, you can see heavy snow there just continuing across portions of the mid-Atlantic there. You can see here as we head towards 7 p.m. now, this is when we're probably expecting some of the heaviest snowfall across portions of the mid-Atlantic there. You can see Eastern Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, New York City there under the gun there. Anyone traveling tomorrow evening is going to be having some trouble across these areas. This is where we're expecting our blizzard conditions. And you can even see here our low pressure has rapidly deepened down to 989 millibars. This is what we call a nor'easter. And you can see these things like to take advantage of that convergence along the coastline here, and they just rapidly expand and rapidly grow, rapidly deepen, and they will slingshot off to those northeast. That's why we call them nor'easters. You can see a lot of cold air being pulled down from Canada that could cause some minor lake effect snow across portions of Lake Erie. And south of that, where some ice has melted, leading to a little bit more moisture. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, you can see here, Philadelphia, you're going to be heavy snow at this time. Atlantic City, you're going to be in heavy snow. New York City, going to be in heavy snow at this time. You see there, lots of areas. Jersey City, too. All of those areas going to be in heavy snow. Baltimore as well. So we're going to be seeing heavy snow across most big cities. This is probably going to affect millions and millions of people. And in fact, as we move in through the nighttime hours, this is 1 a.m. on Monday. You see there, heavy snow still continuing. This model wants to have it a little bit off the coast here, but we're still going to be seeing that heaviest snow in New Jersey and portions of New York and Long Island as well. And that's going to be starting to stretch up into the northeast as we continue to progress throughout the day. You see here, this is by 7 a.m. Monday. Luckily, snow is going to start to begin to clear out across portions of Delaware, but we're still seeing snow in New Jersey and portions of the Northeast. Now we're starting to get into that. Boston, Massachusetts, Hartford, Connecticut, those areas going to start to be seeing a lot of snow around this time. And as we continue through the day on Monday, this is by the time we get to 4 p.m., you see snow is going to finally start to lighten up across these areas. And by the time we get to around 7, 8, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., that snow is going to be fully cleared out of those areas, and we're going to be done with this blizzard and northeaster conditions. You see here, some snow will kind of be lingering across portions of Maine and maybe into Vermont and New Hampshire, but most of that snow will be pushing off into Canada by the time we get into the nighttime hours on Monday. And that will be the end of our system. So let's take a look at snow accumulations from different models. We'll start with taking a look at the NAM 3K. We could see here across portions of today, not much snow is expected, maybe a dusting up there in portions of the northeast. But this is when we really start to get started here. We could see Sunday morning here, we may potentially have some mountain snow going on across portions of West Virginia and Pennsylvania. That's really going to be localized to the mountains. Those are where the highest snow totals are going to be. But we're going to really start to see the snow pick up as we get through the day on Sunday. Here is where our nor'easter begins here. That's mainly mountain snow off to the west there, you see. But this area here down in this region, this is where we're going to really start to see our snowfall begin to pick up. Don't worry about this snow off the coast. That will not be going inland. It's this snow here that we really want to worry about for these inland areas. We'll see this begin to progress off to the northeast here in a sec. As we push this further through, you can see by the time we get into 7 p.m. on Sunday, we may potentially already have 6 inches on the ground across portions of these areas. And then this is really where our 1 to 2 inch per hour rates begin. You can see here, look at how fast those totals go up, or over a feet across portions of these areas, potentially up to 26 inches in Delaware there. Also over 20 inches possible in portions of eastern New Jersey. And we're starting to see that foot of snow begin to head up towards New York City and Jersey City as well. These snow accumulations are going to rapidly increase as we head through the night on Sunday and into the morning on Monday. This is 7 a.m. Look at that. We got potentially a foot of snow on the ground across most of the mid-Atlantic here. These numbers may be a little bit aggressive. This is why we're going to take a look at a few models, but it is something to note. If you're traveling anywhere in these areas on Monday, you really need to be careful here. I expect a lot of school closures on Monday, especially across portions of New Jersey and Long Island, maybe even into Delaware as well. Lots of school closures off that area. You see a little bit of snow there across portions of Maryland, maybe Baltimore getting in on some of that snow totals, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania as well, maybe even Washington, D.C., getting up to like 8 or 9 inches of snow. Um, if we continue to push this forward throughout the day on Monday, you'll see that snow start to continue off to the northeast. This is 1 p.m. You see Boston up there, potentially getting up over a foot of snow as well. Hartford, Connecticut down there as well, getting over a foot. A lot of areas we're seeing getting over a foot, maybe up to Albany, New York up there as well, maybe even inching closer to a foot. And as we continue through the day on Monday, and now this is where the model ends here at 7 p.m. on Monday, and you can see that winter storm will be out of there. But just look at these snow totals, especially highest across these areas along. I know I've circled this area a lot, but look at that. Over 23 inches there, 29 inches in Delaware. This is going to be incredible, but let's take a look if some of these other models agree. So here is the NAM model here. We could see as we progress this through the day on Sunday, you could see here as we get towards 7 p.m., look at that, already over 6 inches of snow across these areas here. And we're going to continue to advance this forward. You could see here by 7 a.m. on Monday, look at that, over 27 to 29 inches of snow across most of New Jersey and over a foot of snow across these areas here. This is going to be a widespread winter storm. This could potentially be one of the biggest nor'easters we've seen in years in any of these areas. This is going to be very hazardous. And as we push through on Monday, you can see by the time this winter storm's over by Tuesday morning, you see final snow totals over 30 inches in southern New Jersey. That would be insane. I think is overdoing it just a little bit, but yeah, definitely potentially over a foot across most of these areas. And I could see potentially over 2 feet across these areas. 2 feet of snow in New York City would be just absolutely catastrophic. And you can see we push this through the rest of the time. Not much snow after that. Luckily, they'll get a little bit of a break before maybe potentially a secondary system comes on Thursday. Let's take a look at the HRRR run here as we push this through the morning on Sunday. You can see here as we get towards 1 p.m., a lot of that mountain snow ongoing across portions of the Appalachian Mountains. A lot of mountain snow there. See potentially a few inches possible there, but our nor'easter really isn't going to really begin to kick off until we get towards that nighttime hours. And now you can see as we head towards the evening, by 7 p.m. on Sunday here, we can see this is where our highest snow totals are going to be by then, across portions of New Jersey and Delaware. And really, as we head into the nighttime hours on Sunday into Monday, that's just a lot of snow, potentially 2 inches of snow per hour. This is blizzard conditions, as we're going to have potentially up to near hurricane force wind gusts with these as well. This is just incredible stuff. You don't see this very often. And you can see here, as we get into the end of this run at 7 a.m. on Monday, you see potentially over 20 inches of snow across portions of these areas and maybe over a foot across these areas. So a foot of snow across most of that northeast sector there. This is going to be incredible stuff. I mean, I can't imagine what we're going to wake up to. Let's have a look here. 31 inches on the coast. This is near Atlantic City. Just like I said yesterday, Atlantic City, you're going to be getting into those snow totals. Those numbers yesterday that they were putting out are definitely conservative to what we're seeing right now. So here is the 9Z wrap here. You could see as we push this through the day on Sunday, lots of snow, that mountain snow there across those areas. But then finally, as we get to 7 p.m. there, you can see that snow begin to pick up. And let's just quickly push this through here. You can see once again showing the same story here. Over 20 inches of snow across most of Long Island and New Jersey. Just incredible stuff. We don't see this at all in these areas very often. We get nor'easters here, but this is going to be a really, really big one. So let's look one more time at our timing. So as we push this through, you can see by the time we get to about 7 a.m. on Sunday, that's when we're going to start to see our rain begin across portions of these areas. And then you can see that transitions to snow in the evening, and then we just get into full swing mode here. Look at that. That's just incredible stuff. Wow, across all of these areas here, you could see heavy snow ongoing. Basically, anywhere from like Atlantic City all the way through Boston is going to be experiencing some very heavy snowfall at this time. This is just incredible stuff. If you're traveling at all, expect airport delays, even potentially airport shutdowns as we head into the Sunday night time frame and into Monday morning, especially those areas going to be seeing those blizzard conditions. But now let's take a look at my personal forecast for this winter storm. So this is my own forecast. This is my own map and legend that I made. You can see here, I have a 1 to 4 inch zone across portions of Virginia, as well as portions of West Virginia. Basically anywhere from Pittsburgh there, you could see 1 to 4 inches of snow. Buffalo as well could see 1 to 4 inches. Anywhere in these kind of gray areas here, the lighter gray at least, I'm expecting a trace. Anywhere in these dark grays is not, I don't have that portion of the map because they won't be getting the biggest effects. I may add these portions of the map later. But you can see here, now we get to the big stuff, 48 inches. Central Pennsylvania, those areas could be seeing that. Anywhere, maybe Haymarket, Virginia, southwards, those area. Maybe even getting into the DC metro area, but those areas could see potentially higher. You see 8 to 16 inches across those mountain areas in West Virginia and Pennsylvania. That mountain snow on Sunday will be mainly the cause of that. And the DC metro area is likely to see between 8 and 16. I think they will be more towards that 8-inch, which is why they're kind of right on the line. You see our 8 to 16 inches stretching all the way through Pennsylvania, New York, maybe Albany, New York, getting into some of that, and into Massachusetts and Connecticut as well. You see there portions of Maryland as well. And now this is when we get to the real stuff. Over a foot of snow expected across these areas, 16 to 22 inches there across portions of Delaware. All of Delaware is going to be in that. Philadelphia, I got in that as well. Baltimore, I have in there as well. New York City, I got that as well in that area. Hartford, Connecticut, and Boston, Massachusetts. I also have you guys in the 16 to 22, but where we really start to get into the crazy stuff is eastern New Jersey, Long Island, and eastern Massachusetts, and maybe portions of Rhode Island getting into that 22 plus inch zone. This is where I could see potentially 22 inches or more, maybe even up to 30 inches in some spots if we get really on top of the high end forecast. Now, do remember, not all this snow is going to accumulate. I could see potentially up to like 16 inches plus accumulated across all of these areas here. But yeah, this is going to be an insane winter storm, folks. So anywhere in these cities at risk that I have outlined here, Philadelphia, New York City, Boston, Atlantic City, Jersey City, Baltimore, Hartford, and also DC. I didn't mention that here, but DC is probably going to be getting some impacts as well. Those areas are going to be my biggest concern for travel delays, airport delays. All those areas could be completely shut down. We will see, but keep that in mind if you're traveling on Sunday night into the Monday timeframe. Blizzard conditions expected across those areas. So that is going to wrap it up for my morning forecast on February the 21st. I'll have another forecast for you either later today or tomorrow morning. We'll see about that. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this extreme winter storm, folks. Stay safe. And if you liked the video, consider subscribing and liking, and maybe even leaving a comment for any more suggestions on what you'd like in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.